Hi guys, good evening, and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host, Eddie, and in today's video, I will be discussing what I thought of the latest and very good second season of the hit Netflix show, which dropped its second season today, Black Summer. Oh, I was so excited that we were getting the second season around this time. You know, it was only a few weeks ago they finally confirmed an air date for season 2 after what has felt like a very long delay, when in reality it's actually been only, 2 years is a long time. The first season premiered back in the spring of 2019. Then shortly after, the show was greenlit for a second season, and season 2 was filming like many other shows and movies for a while until it was inevitably shut down by the COVID pandemic. And then I guess after a after a pretty long hiatus of not filming, they resumed production, wrapped, I believe, last fall, and finally dropped the season 2 today. And it was great. It was very, very good. And obviously, I should have given my spoiler warning. If you're currently watching Black Summer Season 2 and you're not finished or you're not caught up yet and you've only seen Season 1, you do not want to keep watching or listening, as I am going to be discussing a lot of spoilers, plot details, character deaths, all that jazz. So this is your spoiler warning. You have been warned. That being said, let's get right back into it. Oh, great stuff. You know, Black Summer, more like Dark Winter. I mean, jokes aside, this show actually did take place about 4 months later, you know, so they would have entered the fall-winter time of year, and it was cool to see zombies in the snow, even though we kind of already saw it with a few years ago. Walking Dead Season 9 did that, and that was pretty cool too. But this entire season, for the most part, took place snow-winter, despite the name of the show. But that's all right, because it was a great to change up the environment and just the overall physical location of the story. I thought it was interesting how all of the interested parties concerned, whether they be good guy or bad guy or somewhere in between, everybody was converging on the manor, except Spears and his new friend that he decided to live. I really thought he was going to kill that guy up until the final scene there, but nope, despite I guess having been his assassin in the before times, you know, when he was supposed to kill him under orders from his brother or something like that. He thought he had killed him and he didn't, and that's where the guy recognized him from, and both of them went their separate ways. I hope that guy got to ride that horse. God, I gotta say, the one thing I did not like about this season was that they did Lance dirty. Lance was the guy wearing the yellow coat in the very first episode who got screwed over by the couple, Luke and Sophie, I think their names were. Basically let the girl in the car, and then her boyfriend came up and shot him right in the neck, you know, and then dragged him out of the car and left him to turn. Fortunately, I like to think Lance got some kind of sort of revenge for that when he burst into the guy's car that he thought he had found, and he thought he was in the clear, and then a zombified Lance comes running up to him and bursts in and hopefully kills him, because the scene cuts away before we can get a confirmed fate for the prick. But good riddance and good on Lance, and R.I.P. Lance. I really, really liked that character. As sad as it was to see him die, at least they didn't leave us hanging regarding his fate, because his fate was one of the many cliffhangers from Season 1. We just didn't know what happened to him. He got separated and ran off from the group. And speaking of the group, I gotta say, one of the things I kind of didn't like about this season was that they kind of, not only did they split up our 4 main characters, but then the dynamic changed, where Rose became this hardened, zero fucks to give, and very cold survivor that would happily leave any of her friends behind if it meant she and her daughter, but especially her daughter, survived. And I kind of didn't like that about Rose. I mean, I get it. It makes sense. But at the same time, it was very cold of her to just, leave Spears behind. And Kyung Sung, oh, bless Kyung Sung. I mean, I am so happy that in the final episode, she manages to survive this season as well. And then the pilot is also Korean and speaks Korean. And how happy she was that she's finally with somebody who understands her and somebody she can actually talk to. Although I did like how much she bonded with her fellow survivors in Season 1 and parts of this season. It was exciting, it was action-packed, it was somewhat heartbreaking. I did not feel bad about that prick cop Ray being beaten up by his former men while everybody else watched, because that guy was a jerk right from the get-go, basically saying, no, it's my way or the highway, and I get what I want, and to hell with everybody else. And it was nice to see him get a taste of his own medicine. And I was kind of hoping Rose would finish him off, but I guess we're left in that final closing shot. We don't know if Rose and him are going to get in the car with Anna or not, so who knows. Thought for a second there they were going to kill Rose. I mean, she held up a gun to her own head, but I think that was just incentive for her daughter to GTFO out of there with Kyung-sung. And I gotta say, I was surprised of all the characters to survive. Mance, this random guy who I think was the leader of the other group of characters, who was like the last one standing left in his group, and he went like full-blown Rambo and just killed every zombie that he came across, and it was awesome. And he's alive. Last we saw him, he was alive and breathing and just fine. So I was happy to see that somebody else besides one of our leads also made it. So like I said, exciting, emotional. The Lodge episode, which ended sadly with Spears dying, that was pretty upsetting, but that episode, there's nothing wrong with a slow burn, but if it drags on for far too long, you start to lose interest, or at least I do, because it was just during that whole dinner scene where it just kept stretching on, and they just kept talking and talking, and it felt like it stretched forever until finally it got to the interesting bit where we thought, oh shit, did Anna kill him in cold blood? No, it was actually an act of mercy, and she regretted doing it. Also, Rose's reaction was kind of nice, and it reaffirmed that she really did care about her fellow survivors, because when she thought her daughter had murdered Spears, she was like, what did you do? What the hell did you do? And then Anna's like, we gotta go. But it turns out, she did it as an act of mercy instead of callous or maliciousness. But like I said, that was a good episode, but it was just so, I felt like it just dragged on and on and on. But the season finale made up for it, because there were a lot of zombies and a lot of excitement. I'm sad our characters got split up again, but hey, it's a small world in the apocalypse, so I'm pretty confident and hopefully we do get a third season. If we do, they'll find each other again at some point. What did you guys think of Season 2 of Black Summer? Did you like it more than Season 1? Did you like it less? Let me know what you thought of it down below in the comments section. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Black Summer Seasons 1 and 2 are now both streaming on Netflix. If you're a zombie fan, it's right up your alley. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one. And of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.